This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 20 and verse 10. And the man that committeth adultery with another man's wife, even he that committeth adultery with his neighbor's wife, the adulterer and the adulteress shall surely be put to death. I want to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakah, Kwadash, and double honor to my teachers, the head apostles, and elders of Great Millstone who will teach well, who I learned this truth from. And peace and salutations to the elect that scattered across the four corners of the planet Earth, pushing this truth in sincerity and meekness without wavering, as well as risking their life for freedom to do so. This is your brother ICR from the GMS Cleveland Church, and I'm back with another lesson. And Lord willing, it is edifying to one of the Lord's elect. And this is gonna be something quick. You know, I had did a lesson the other day dealing with on these women, and be careful when dealing with these women. Okay, I had an encounter with a woman yesterday, and just sum it up. I asked her how's her dating life been, and I've known this chick for a while now. She told me her dating life, she's been dating this guy on and off for 2, 3 years, which I did not know anything about. Okay, because the way these women operate, they operate as if they're single. Meanwhile, they're dating somebody. And I told her, and I just let her speak on the situation, and she was just saying how, this guy bought her kids, her mother, all this stuff for Christmas. She is doing all the right things, but she was pretty much jealous over another woman. And the scriptures say that. Okay, the scriptures talk about being jealous over another woman. I believe it's in the book of Sirach, the 26th chapter. Okay. So she was jealous over another woman because she was the guy she's dealing with, he has a female best friend, if you might say. And so she was like, I don't like that idea. She was talking about how they were gonna have a movie night. Her her and the guy she's dealing with and his best friend, the girl, and the chick didn't like the idea of that. So she said, I'm never going to keep all my eggs in one basket, showing you that these women, they have backup plans, okay? And they like to do shit for revenge. They like to deal with other men just for revenge, not knowing that your act of revenge it's a crime against Yahweh by Shemiah Shah's law, statutes, and commandments. Because, like I said, the man that you're dealing with, okay, in these times, okay, because we under the grace and mercy of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, because in the ancient times, if a woman slept with somebody outside her husband, the man she slept with, like I just mentioned, and she will be put to death, all right, because you are supposed to be with one man and one man only. Now, under the grace and mercy of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, because we are all wicked and adulterers, okay, the woman that you would commit yourself to, the one you're paying bills for, the one you have children with, if she goes out, okay, and has, children, has commits adultery on you, there's the laws out here to protect these women now for doing that. So these women just go about doing whatever they want to do. See, how about Shemi Awashai requires, uh, he requires you to follow these laws, statutes, and commandments. Now, if you don't, especially the committing adultery law, you will be put to death, man. All right, so look at the pride of the so-called black woman with this hair hat on, man. Okay, check this out. Because once again, a man cannot commit adultery or so-called cheat if the woman he lays with is single. Okay, so check this out.
Have you ever cheated on him?
Yes, I sure did. Was his homeboy? Yup. Not playing.
Just looking at his reaction, he's very hurt.
I was hurt when you tried to my boss, and that when I had that abortion, you was about them girls. I don't give about them tears, and you know that. I do not care. I don't care. We shouldn't be back on here. I don't give.
Have you ever cheated on him?
So Keisha is mad that Jake uses his God-given right to sleep with multiple women. Okay, he's not wrong for that. Now, if these women he were dealing with were in relationships, okay, he's going off. Okay, and he's supposed to be put to death, but is Keisha supposed to go out and get revenge? No. You see? If anything, split, if he's doing shit like that, okay, committing adultery, you know, uh, should let the Lord deal with that shit, man. Okay, let the Lord deal with it. Okay, but you don't go out there and so-called get revenge. You slept with this man's best friend, one of his homeboys, man, and Jake was sitting there crying because deep down inside, he wanted to put, there's a law of jealousy. Okay, because he eventually knew, he knew deep down inside that she eventually, you know, committed adultery. Okay, and possibly, he possibly knew that it was with this homeboy. Okay, and that shit goes on in the Israelite community, man. Okay, Keisha is laying with your best friend, man. All right, and your best friend is trying to get with your girl. I always said this in the world. Anybody, any of your boys or anybody eyeing your woman, okay, and is thirsty for her to smash her, they really want to smash you. Okay, these men out here are gay. Okay, they admire you, they envy you, they want to be you, they want to be what you've been in. These men aren't gay, man. Right? It's a video on TikTok, not TikTok, but Instagram. The nigga said, "You only want my chick because I'm smashing her." I don't know if y'all seen it. He said, "I think these niggas might be gay. They might be after me." You know, and that's true. These dudes out here are moles, man. Okay, but Keisha is dead wrong, man. Okay, yeah, he slept with your boss. Okay, yeah, he slept with other women while you were pregnant. So what? God-given right. Okay, so I'm gonna grab another preset. All right, because this is what goes on in the Israelite community, man. All right, and this is how you know we are the Israelites, man. All right, this is the book of Hosea, chapter 4, and verse 1. Hear the word of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, ye children of Yasharallah. Right, children and sons in the Hebrew. For Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, had the controversy with the inhabitants of the land. What land? Israel. Okay, in the ancient times. Why? Because there is no truth, nor mercy, nor knowledge of the Most High in the land, right? Our people completely forgot about Yahweh, by Shem Shah, and went about worshiping other gods. It says, by swearing and lying and killing and stealing and committeth adultery, they break out and blood touches blood. So that's exactly what happens in the Israelite community. Swearing and lying and killing and stealing and committing adultery. They break out and blood touches blood, man. Right. Judgment comes upon them for the actions that they do. And Keisha and many of you women like this are going to receive a hell of a judgment. Okay. So let's go into these comments real quick. As you see, she said no cool points. You could have just left, sister. Now look at this. I'm on her side. Don't be cheating then crying when it gets done to you. And that little finger thing, clocking the T, that's what a lot of these bitches do. Okay, when you see a bitch talking about clocking T, she's a fucking hoe, man. Straight up, man. Have discernment when it comes to these women. I'm not speaking to myself first and foremost. If if she's watching baddies and shit like that consistently, if she's always in gossip or drama, she's a hoe and she's pretty much gonna get you into a lot of trouble, emotional trauma, everything, man. Be careful with dealing with these women, man. It says to be honest, it is fair. Why the fuck is he crying when he did all that to her? Look at this pussy, man. He's a pussy, man. Okay. Men like this are effeminate, man. It says he didn't give a fuck about her tears, cry a little harder. It's good to get those emotions out. I love a woman in a man's field. So showing you that these women, okay, they're doing, they're trying to use the liberty that a man has, man. I'm on her team because you think you could the only one that could play these games. See, this is the pride of the so-called black woman, and this is why Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is going to judge a lot of you fucking women, man. Okay, especially here in the United States of America, man. The Lord is going to get you so-called black women for your pride. Look at this. Next time, do his father, sis. So let's go into the law on that. Okay, let's go into the law on sleeping with a man's father. All right. So I'm just gonna read Leviticus 20, all right, and at I'm gonna start at 10, well 11. And the man that lieth with his father's wife hath uncovered his father's nakedness. Both of them shall surely be put to death; their blood shall be upon them. And if a man lie with his daughter-in-law, right, because she technically will be his daughter-in-law, like the bitch said, next time sleep with his father, sis, right? It says, and if a man lie with his daughter-in-law, both of them surely shall be put to death. They have wrought confusion, their blood shall be upon them. Right, man, they're going to be put to death, man. Okay, and most likely stoned to death, man. Okay, because she played the harlot. Okay, and he was an adulterer, man. See, the mindset of the so-called black woman is fucking distorted and perverse. All right. Never trust these women, bro. All right. So I'm gonna close out. I don't want to be the dead horse. You get it. Okay. And these spirits are gonna turn up even more. And guess what? Yahweh Bashim Shah is gonna give you what you desire. Okay. Let's go into that. All right. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 1 and verse 31. Therefore they shall eat the fruit of their own way and be filled with their own devices. Right. So in the NLT, therefore they must eat the bitter fruit of living their own way, choking on their own schemes. Because Keisha, you're gonna receive what you want. Okay, a lot of these women want to sleep with multiple men. So in the times to come, when there's complete anarchy, which means lawlessness here in the United States of America, which is Babylon the Great, multiple men are going to be after you, and they're going to team up and take you down. Proverbs 1 and 31 in the AMP. Therefore, they shall eat of the fruit of their own wicked way and be satiated with the penalty of their own devices. You so-called black woman, the so-called karma, which is no such thing as karma, is called Yahweh Ba'Shem Shah, letting you go about doing your own thing and then bringing judgment upon you swiftly. Okay, it's called balance. Okay, and it's called long suffering. The Lord is going to require you to pay for the crimes you committed against him, man. All right. So I'm gonna close out. Lord willing, this was edifying. To one of the Lord's elect. I'm gonna give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shah, Bahasham, Rakshak, Kodash, and double honor to my teachers, the head apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and sight.